Hello, and thank you for watching Guitar How-Tos. First thing to do is sight down the neck right along the top of the fretboard. This dark piece of wood is the fretboard, and the whole unit is called the neck. This is called the back of the neck, if you want to call it that. This is the nut, just so you know what the pieces are here. Now we want to look down from here all the way down to down here at the very end. And what we want to see is either a very straight neck or a slight, what they call bow, a bow up, very slight. And that is called relief. If it's bent this way, it's called a back bow. Now, if you need to take out some relief, which means to straighten the neck, we come over to this part of the guitar. We're going to take this piece right here, which is that cylinder looking piece, and that goes right in here. It's a little hard to see with the colors, but let me try to get a light on here. Okay, this twirls around. So loosening it will do this, tightening it will go this way. And you don't want to over tighten this, by the way. And right where it is good. It's very rare that you'll ever adjust this. Maybe if weather conditions get extreme. But this will tighten it, which means it'll make the neck go down like that. And of course, the opposite direction will loosen it, which will put relief or an upward bow in the neck. Okay, this is called a truss rod adjustment right here. This guitar is here, other guitars have them placed somewhere else on the neck. Now it's important for the pitches to be correct as you are pressing your fingers down on the fretboard. Now, for example, if this is the E string, which it is, the high E string, and you finger the 12th fret, which is where the double dots are, that's the halfway point between the nut and the bridge down here. How do you know that pitch is going to be the correct pitch? So it'll be correct if the string is up in the air and you don't press down, but just lightly touch the string, and you hear that kind of sound. That's called a harmonic. How do you know the harmonic is going to be the same as the fret note? Well, we do this. You go right over the fret, and those pitches match, and that's what you want. That's called intonation. When you check the notes over here at the 12th fret, and I'd say this is perfect. You can use a tuner if you like. You can do that too. If it's sharp or flat, you have to adjust these screws over here, which change this. Come over here. Okay. If you screw it clockwise, come over here and put your screwdriver here and change it clockwise, it pulls this piece right here backward, and that gives you more length to the string. So remember, longer strings compared to shorter ones give off a lower pitch, or said another way, shorter strings give off a higher pitch relative to the longer string. Okay, so this is very good, so I'm not going to change it. There's tiny little screws in here, real tiny ones. And that's what this very small Allen wrench does. It's a really small one. And you put that in here, and there's 2 per string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You'll see them. And what that does is raise and lower the height of the string. So they're good right now, so I wouldn't change anything. Actually, this came in a very good condition. Heading back over here to the bridge, we have this tool, which is the bigger one. of the two ones that are, kind of L-shaped here. And that goes here. I'm just telling you what this is for. I don't think this needs any adjusting. Going clockwise or counterclockwise will move this whole unit up or down. So if you do it on this side, it does that side. If you do it over here, it does this side. And it'll adjust the height of the strings, like at an angle, or the whole set of strings up or the whole set of strings down if you adjust both of these with the same amount. Heading over to the top of the neck in the back, you have your serial number right here. And you have, usually it's this kind of a stamp, the company puts a stamp down here, whatever the company is that manufactured the guitar. The serial numbers are oftentimes in the back. Sometimes it's in the front of the headstock. This is the headstock. Once you get above, right around here, they call that a headstock. And the headstock for different manufacturers have a different shape. So this is Firefly shape. And other companies have the different shapes. So sometimes people say it looks like the same guitar, but when you look at the top, you can tell the manufacturers are different. You have locking tuners on this guitar, which is usually a premium feature. So congratulations. Now, just to cover this quickly, I'm not going to do it, but if you were to change your strings next, you loosen this, which means you turn this clockwise, and it will loosen the grip that it has on the string. Now your string, we're wrapped around here. We have a wrap around here. You see the wraps, of course, right? You just look up close, a couple of wraps. With these tuners, you don't really need wraps. You can see on the low E string, for example, that's a pretty good view there. You got two wraps there. You don't really need wraps with locking tuners. You can just put the string through the hole. You have to loosen this first. So loosen it, take your string off, put your new string through the hole, and then tighten this. And then tune your guitar. You'll see when you do it, when you have a chance to change your strings, you'll see what I mean. There's no harm in doing the wraps though. I personally like to do wraps with locking tuners, but it's not really necessary. The Firefly has a lot of quality features that other guitars in this price range don't. Most times, the fret ends are very sharp. So when you do this, you can feel the edges of these metal frets stick out and they create a sharp edge. Now what Firefly has done, you can look at this up close when you have your guitar in hand, is they rounded these off, which is ideal. They're very, very, very smooth. Also, the frets are very smooth going this way, no scratchiness. So that meant that they polished these frets. And that's another thing that you don't find typically on lower, should we just say lower priced guitars. You get a lot for your money with this brand. It's really terrific. You also have position, these are called position markers. And you also have kind of like a mother of pearl, which is also usually a premium feature on many guitars. So, get like a rainbow pearl type look here on these round dots. Most guitars in a lower price range, they're just plain pieces of plastic.